intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory.
Welcome inside the Carleton Ice House for tonight's matchup between the Carleton Ravens and McGill Martlets. This one really important for two teams who are going to be chasing an RSEQ playoff spot later this season. Justin, the Ravens off to an 0-3 start. McGill coming in at 1-2. What are the keys to the game tonight?
Yeah, so both teams have had a pretty rough start. However, what Carleton really needs to focus on is minimize turnovers and get out there, establish dominance straight out the gate. We saw in their game with Ottawa, they were pretty good in the first period. They didn't let in any goals, and in the second and third period, they let in 5 goals. So they really need to focus on that early dominance. And what McGill needs to focus on is really just making sure that Carleton does not have the chance to establish said dominance. They need to focus on maintaining their composure and making sure Carleton doesn't get on the power play.
Two young teams in the building tonight. The Ravens, as you said, off to a bit of a rough start. The last couple of games have gone away from them. The offense not there like we saw in the home opener. We'll see what we have when we come back after this break on Carleton Ravens YouTube.
Raven. I am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory.
Welcome back inside the Carleton Ice House. Tonight, your starting goaltenders for this matchup. Starting a goal for the Carleton Ravens is Caitlin Whitehead. Whitehead's fourth start so far this season. She's 0-3 with a 5 goals against average and a 0.858 save percentage. Starting a goal for the visiting McGill Martlets is the rookie Rivera Coulombe. Rivera Coulombe is 1-2 with a goals against average of 2, but a save percentage of .936. That's going to be a factor today if McGill is going to stay with Carleton.
Yeah, like we said earlier, they really need to focus on their defensive lines, and I think goalkeeping is a really big part of that. I think both Carleton and McGill really need to focus on solid goaltending, not letting in 5 goals against per game. They just really need to focus on shutting that down before anything gets going.
We saw an improvement yesterday from the Ravens. It was Caitlin Whitehead again, her 3rd straight start. Tonight will be her 4th. She comes into this one with an improved performance. It was 2-0 against a Stingers team that is a perennial favorite, and she did perform quite well. Obviously, the last goal, the power play goal late in the game, maybe not what she wants. In the other end, though, today, this still being Whitehead's first season in the the RSEQ after transferring from the NCAA. Her opponent in the other end, Jade Rivard-Coulombe, who we mentioned off the top, she's a rookie. Last season played 11 games, had a goals against average of a save percentage, of 9.29, putting up the same sort of numbers here this year. So that's definitely going to be a competition we watch tonight as this one goes on.
Yeah, all things considered, that's a pretty good start. You know, the season's just getting started. There's still a lot of hockey to be played, and I think both teams are really trying to find their spot, and they don't want that spot to be in the bottom. So this is definitely a must-win for both teams and a very exciting game to watch.
With that said, we'll join the anthem, and we'll be right back here on Carleton Ravens YouTube channel.
Now, please rise to table, remove your hats, and play our national anthem.
Just about time to get underway here at the Carleton Ice House. We'll take one last look at the starting lineups. The visiting McGill Martlets, number 12, Megan Chaillet, number 16, Quinn Campbell, number 17, Olivia Prudhomme, number 19, Annika Cormier, number 21, India Benoit, and as we've mentioned quite extensively already at this point in time, number 30, Jade Rivard-Coulombe. The Ravens come into this one, as we mentioned, 0-3 to start the season, but do have a bit of an advantage. They did have quite the run against the Martlets last year, going 4 for 5, winning the last 2, and that's a role reversal from the history of this Carleton program. Dating back to 2004, Carleton 9-88 and 1 against the Martlets. At one point in time between 2004 and 2011, the Ravens lost 41 straight to McGill. So this is a program under Coach Stacey Colarossi that's making moves and starting to rebuild, and we're starting to see that coming in now with 4 wins in the last 10, all 4 coming last season. And as we get set for the opening face-off with some local talent at center and Justina Beard, the Ravens hoping to extend that into this season. These are the points you need if you want to make the playoffs in a very difficult RSEQ.
Exactly. Like we said, the season is just getting started, but we've seen a lot of great hockey from the Ravens in the past. And although the season's just getting started, I think Ravens can really walk away with a win tonight. They've had a pretty tough matchup so far in the season. And like we said before, this isn't the first time McGill and Carleton have met, and it definitely won't be the last. So I think if both teams can just establish whatever dominance they can and really just push for the win today.
The Ravens getting ready to take the face-off is the captain, Justina Beard. She's joined by Misner and Beck. out there against Annika Cormier. We're setting underway here at the Carleton Ice House as the Ravens win the draw. It's Mumford at her own blue line, sends it up the wall. McGill picks it up, and they'll break back the other way. Cormier to Campbell. She loses at the line to Cole Ashbury, and it's chipped back inside the McGill line, tied up in the official, and we're along the side wall, where it finally breaks out into the neutral zone. Move back up just out of the reach of Beard, and that's number 17, Olivia Prudhomme, back for the Martlets behind their goal. Prudhomme on the far side plays it up the wall, and broken out by Benoit as they get over the line and dump it in. Picked up by the Ravens. Peyton Miller sends it behind her own goal to Mahaffey, and she'll take time to regroup and settle things down. Another botched breakout, turned over at the blue line, and Carleton will look to regroup one more time. Miller comes to the near side to Langeal. Her pass is broken up again, and it's chipped back in. One more time, Miller at her dot, sends it off the wall hard and out. And Mira Ryan's going to win this foot race. Icing waved off. Ryan's there first. The transfer from Lindenwood inside the McGill zone as help is coming in. There's Berta and Cerniak coming in off the bench as the Ravens force a turnover, but it's offside, and the Martlets will have some time to regroup.
Yeah, so far we've seen some pretty good controlled hockey so far. We haven't really seen too many dangerous plays. You know, we're just getting started here, but I think both teams are really trying to come out with strong defense right out the gate.
That's Mora, who carries it in for the Martlets. She loses it. Cerniak to Ryan again on the breakout. Over the red line, backhanded in. And McGill will collect. Cassidy Stasiak from behind her own goal. First pass is a clean one. The Martlets are out, but they turn it over in the neutral zone. And a broken pass ends up down in the Carleton corner. Cleared up the near wall. Kostelik keeps it in. We have a whistle for the offside. Just under 2 minutes played here in the opening bit. A lot of missed passes, a lot of bouncing pucks. These are two very young teams. Nerves, maybe?
Yeah, I think they're both just trying to find their footing. You know, like I said, this is definitely a game they both want to win, and I think they're going to do whatever it takes to get there.
Face off in front of her bench. Abigail Byrne loses that one. That was Vienna Rubin that won the draw. But it's Mumford bringing the puck around. Breakout pass bounces off a stick, and it's back inside the zone, run around behind Whitehead again. Rubin cycles it back down, but the Ravens break up the cycle, and Jenna Moret is going to get it deep in her own zone. Flipped high into the neutral zone. Guimond can't collect as Kostelik sends it back to the wall, and the Martlets will dump it back in and change. Whitehead with a nice outlet pass to Cole Ashbury, but she fans on it, and this puck finally slides to the neutral zone as the Ravens having trouble corralling one. High bouncing puck, glove down by Beck. She sends it across to Cole Ashbury. She comes off the glass on the near side to the neutral zone. And the Martlets pick it up. France dumps it in. Whitehead again controls it on her backhand, sends it around, but no Raven there. A bounce off the ref's skate, and we're away. It's Misner, turns it over in the neutral zone. Martlets can't really control Garcia with the whiff on that one. And Misner again, one more time, will send it up, but it's picked off. That's Taylor Garcia coming in. Offside again, Martlets.
Yeah, that's the second offside so far we've seen in this game, and it's still pretty early, although I think it's safe to say that McGill is really eager to kind of keep the puck in Carleton's end. They're really not trying to take any chances, even keep it out of the neutral zone, just keep it in Carleton's side. I think that is McGill's motto tonight.
We've seen a lot of opportunity early for the Martlets where they've dumped it in, and Whitehead's been the difference as the Ravens win the draw again. Maybe part of the plan here for McGill to keep it away from Caitlin Whitehead. Dumped in, just past Mora, and the Ravens on the forecheck. Pushing hard, picked off on the wall. That's Bullock. She wins the battle. The Ravens, though, turn the puck over, and McGill will come away again as Cormier banks it out into the neutral zone. Mahaffey back in her own zone. Opens up looking for a pass. Has to go up that far wall, and is broken up by the Martlets one more time. The Ravens break out. Miller carries it over the line. Her dump in just wide of the goal. Rivard Coulombe did take a swipe at it, missed it. Made no difference for her. Another break up in the neutral zone. Puck's bouncing here as Mora will take it back. She has Gilles. And it's tied up in front of the benches. Mira carries over the blue line, has numbers with her. Her shot stopped. Mira gets her own rebound in the corner, brings it back to the blue line. Quick wrister in, that one blocked by JL's in front. And the Ravens will continue to battle for it. Mira Ryan couldn't control that loose puck. and it comes out for the moment. McGill tried to get a rush going and again had the opportunity. She'll finally dump one in from long on Whitehead, who handles it to the corner. And Carleton looks for another opportunity to break out. LeMay up the wall, can't get it through. She picks off the second one, and it's LeMay out of the zone with Cerniak. Cerniak will dump it in, and the Carleton Ravens will take a full sail change. That's 5 to the bench.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of line changes from Carleton so far, and I think what they're trying to do is, like we said earlier, just trying to find their footing.
Just as they looked like they were starting to find their footing, get a little going. It's a trip in the neutral zone. Carleton's going to go shorthanded. And as a team who comes into this game with a penalty kill that is struggling, league worst 75%, what does Carleton have to do tonight against McGill?
I think, like we've already talked about, they really just need to focus on keeping their composure and not letting any of these face-off or penalty kills get to a place that they don't want to take it. Because, that is where we see teams like McGill come in, and that's when we see them take the lead.
We have a delay here in getting started on this power play. It looks like there's a helmet issue with Ngan, as she's been waved to the bench by the official. They're now perhaps going to let her stay. They've decided she can stay. It was a neck guard issue.
Yeah, I mean, hockey's a pretty tough sport, and I think safety is always a #1 priority.
Absolutely, and I think we've seen over the years these athletes really take liberties with the neck guard, shrinking it down, pinching it down. McGill wins the draw. They'll start to move it. There's Ngan on the half wall. She plays it low. Up past the Prudhomme at the point is out of the zone, and Carleton gets a little relief. Only 10 seconds into the penalty kill. Guimont is the one forward. She's down to the top of the crease as Prudhomme comes up the far side with it. Chaillet over the line. Great work by the Ravens forecheck to break that up, but the Martlets control. JLs to the top. Prudhomme walking, and again down low. Nice play, no shot though, and the Ravens will control the loose puck in the corner. Langeal broke that one up. It was Rubin who had the opportunity. There's another shot in the slot for Chaillet, and we've got a battle on the wall. Ravens trying to force this one out. They do. Gilles through the neutral zone. Prudhomme goes across, and McGill's in again. Ngan to the middle, shot just wide. That was another great opportunity for the Martlets as their power play continues to find opportunities in the slot. Cross ice pass to Mura. Mura comes across to Garcia. Her wrist shot gets blocked but makes its way almost through. Clearing attempt back onto the tape of Mura. Ngan into the slot, broken up. And it's another turnover for Carleton as they try to clear. Mira Ryan's shot was turned over, and finally Whitehead will cover up behind her own goal.
Yeah, on a power play like this, that puck is like a hot potato, and you do not want it in your end of the rink. And I think Carleton has done a great job with that, just trying to make sure, get it out at least to the blue line. And then if the McGill wants to put it in, they have to put it in through traffic, which, is definitely a lot harder.
Definitely harder. Carleton got a little help there from their NCAA transfer, Caitlin Whitehead, the goaltender from St. Lawrence, who's made her way back home to Ottawa for her Masters. 28 seconds to go in this penalty kill. Ryan loses the draw, and the Martlets back to work. At the top, it's Mura. Her pass bounces away from Benoit. Now they come across to Garcia again. She goes across to the middle seam. And that was almost deflected on net, maybe off the skate of Cormier.
That would have been an unfortunate goal.
Would have been a bounce, that's for sure. Mura to the half wall. Her pass misses, makes its way back down low. That was Carmichael in the corner. Haven't said her name much, but she's been out there. Ravens kill off the penalty. Back to even strength, but now they need to get their way out of their own zone. Sent back down, and that one rolls away again. That's Harley, not Carmichael. But the puck will bounce away. LeMay. That pass behind Jenna Moray, and that is not icing. Gonna have to check why on that one later, but the Ravens with an opportunity now with some zone time. Circles to the top. Shot easily gloved. Rivard Coulombe tested for the second time today, if you believe this shot clock here, the third, but another easy one.
Yeah, that was a textbook shot and a textbook save. That's exactly the kind of positioning and transitioning we would like to see from Carleton moving forward. Just coming off that penalty kill too. I think they did a great job transitioning and turning into an opportunity.
Really good opportunity here now for the Ravens. They've got a penalty kill under their belt. Maybe they can build some confidence on offense. They do lose the draw, but it's kept in at the line by Mumford before it gets out. Cole Ashbury in the neutral zone. Sends it to Coyle, who tips it in. She had a teammate offside, so the Ravens have to wait. Bullock on the forecheck with Mahaffey. Cole Ashbury came over with the pressure and caused the McGill turnover in the neutral zone. The Ravens will chip it back in again. Bullock on the chase one more time. The Martlets will rim it around their own zone. And it just squeaks out into the neutral zone when McGill will have to go back for it. She sends it off the near wall in front of her own bench. We have a scrum that makes it difficult to see from the booth. And away go the Ravens. Quick shot on the side, easily handled. But another face-off inside the McGill zone.
Yeah, Carleton is definitely itching to get that first goal. In their previous games, they've had some trouble, getting that first goal or scoring in the first period at all. So I think they're trying to change that, and I think they're trying to make a statement here.
Scoring a little tougher to come by maybe this weekend for the Ravens too without Cecilia Lopez. We'll get back to that one in a minute. A very interesting story as this clearing attempt goes off to Stanchion, but the Martlets are away. That's Chang. Her shot easily gloved by Whitehead, who made that one look routine.
Yeah, that was a routine save, like we said. Whitehead has definitely been a driving force for the Ravens this season. Definitely a welcome pick to the starting line.
Ryan in her own zone. This draw is scrambled. It will go up to the point to Murrah. Murrah fans on it. Berta takes it away from her, and the Ravens are away 2-on-1. It's Cerniak and Berta. They trip each other up just before the blue line and then turn it over. And Martlets are away again. Larkin in the neutral zone throws it in on goal. McGill will set up to break up the far side. A little bit of pressure from Carleton as they've changed some numbers, some fresh legs over the wall. And McGill starting to struggle against this Carleton forecheck as Beard picks one off in the neutral zone. Justina Bearden off a skate. Murrah will control it quickly, and the Martlets are away now. But it's going to be 1-on-4 for Chang without much help as Larkin forces her to the outside. Numbers coming. Whitehead will pounce on it at the side of the net. Nothing doing as the Martlets needed a change more than they needed that offense.
Yeah, I know, and like we saw just there, Whitehead is not taking any chances. She's keeping it safe. Even if it's forcing the face-off, she doesn't want to give McGill any opportunities.
Seen some good faith in her centers so far in this game. The Ravens will make a change for this draw again. As Abigail Byrne comes out, takes the draw, wins it, and they'll ring it around the boards, but it hit the dasher and stopped. So it takes a minute to get out. There's Moray around Chaillet. Moray in. Broken up. Jenna Moray looked like she had the opportunity but couldn't get all the way around Chaillet. And the Martlets are back on the attack. Slow pass in the neutral zone. McGill is offside. And we get another stoppage of play. 10:42 to play in the first period here on Pink Night at the arena, the Ice House here on Carleton University's campus.
Yeah, so far in the first period, I'd say possession-wise, it's been pretty matched. We haven't really seen any team take a certain early onset dominance. I think both teams are looking to take here.
Mahaffey in to take the draw for the Ravens with Cormier. Cormier wins it. Pradam dumps it around, and there's Whitehead, as we talked about earlier. Another easily handled backhand, but the Ravens turn it over, and then almost a dangerous one through their own slot. Icing's waved off. And Coyle's going to give chase on Pradam. Pradam rims it around. It hits the door on the boards. Maybe the refs skate. And we're tied up on the far wall. Back into the neutral zone. Langeal has it in the circle. Back into trouble. Miller, that was a dangerous pass. And the Martlets come away. Bit of a hit inside the line. Miller ties up Campbell. This one to the near wall one more time. Martlets keep it in. Bouncing puck, Langeal will throw it up the wall and dump it in one more time. No icing as Kostelik's back for it for the Martlets. It's another hard rim around the boards. It's past two Martlets players and it bounces around, but now Kostelik has it one more time in the neutral zone. Berta takes her into the wall. This puck bounces back. LeMay wins the battle. Cerniak across the middle to Berta. Sydney Berta, one-on-one, shoots, blocked. Puck bouncing around inside the Martlet zone. It's Cerniak with it. She goes to her backhand up to the point. It doesn't really get to LeMay, who has to pinch in and help out. But the Ravens control it for another minute. Now it bounces out of the zone, and Mira Ryan will pick it up in the neutral zone. She backhands it back up, hits Berta and bounces down. The Martlets pick this one off, but it's an odd number rush, and they just dump it in behind the Carleton goal. Broken up again by Ryan. She throws it to the near wall. It bounces away. as McClellan sent it down low, and McGill will look to restart the cycle. Ryan on her backhand, another turnover on the wall, but McGill again just tries to dump it into the corner where they want to start that cycle, and they turn it over. Berta breaks up the pass to the blue line, looking for a change. Almost had a teammate open. That was Beck looking to jump through, but Mora takes it back the other way for the Martlets. Now it's McGill's turn to change. That one's dumped in deep, and Beard has it. Beard in her own zone, puck squirts out. Chaillet will send it cross ice, and McGill gains the red line. Backhand just past Cole Ashbury and into the zone. Centering pass is broken up by the back checking Cole Ashbury, and LeMay now with it for the Ravens will skate it out to the blue line. Turned over at the red line, and in front of both benches. Both teams struggle to keep control. Misner with the steal, but she's 1-on-3, and it's turned over. A great back check by Chaillet to get a stick in on that one. Byrne off another neutral zone turnover, has Guimond, but they're 2-on-4. Takes it to the wall and ties it up, waiting for support. The Ravens will dump it back in deep, and Guimond chases on Prudhomme, who sends a rim around the wall to Harley. Harley turns it over in the corner, and the puck bounces around on the bad ice near the Zamboni door. The Martlets have it, and they'll take it back up the far side. The breakout is cleared. There's Harley. One-on-one shot, fanned on it. Under pressure from the back check. Maybe Harley hearing footsteps. That fan shot didn't get all the way through. The Ravens will ice this one. We'd seen a few of those waved off, but now an icing call with 7:15 to go.
Yeah, that was certainly a missed opportunity for McGill right there, and I don't know if it's pressure or just, I think it is definitely pressure. You know, like I said, both teams really want to walk away with a win, and you know, in a situation like that, I think nerves can definitely get to you.
This is definitely two evenly matched teams here in the RSEQ as well. Two teams looking to get back into the playoffs. McGill were national championship contenders just 2 seasons ago and would like to get back into that form as this one comes up to the point. Gilles, that one bounces off the end wall. Whitehead will cover up. We're going to get another face-off, and Carleton will get the change they were trying to get when they iced it as Bullock comes over the wall with Mahaffey.
Yeah, what we've seen a lot from McGill is they keep trying to restart this cycle and get it in that corner play where they can get it to the net, and I think Carleton's doing a great job either shutting it down or forcing the face-off.
Another scramble draw. The Ravens will look to break out. It's Langill carrying it to the red line, dumped in straight into the McGill bench. Past the backup goaltender, but that doesn't count as a shot or a goal.
Yeah, if we look at shots on net, both teams are tied at 4-4. You know, it's still only the first period. However, I would love to see a lot more shots on net from both teams.
You know, with both teams pressing, it's going to take a little more than 4 shots to be the difference. We've seen relatively high-scoring games throughout the season last year as Campbell ties up her winger off the draw. That was Coyle, and it's back into the McGill zone again where McClellan sends it around the wall. Benoit off her shin pad, bouncing into the middle, but that will get out for the Martlets. At the red line, Campbell looked like it might have been a hook, but no arms go up except a few in the crowd. And now the Ravens will ice it and have a face-off coming all the way back down. One of those plays that could have been dangerous. Both teams seem to be bouncing around looking for that puck, but ultimately the Ravens have to take an icing as they miss their pass.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of those great build-up to opportunities on both teams, and then it's either just a silly fluke like an icing call that ends up ruining it. So I think both teams really need to focus on maintaining their composure and not letting those calls ruin their opportunities.
Mahaffey lost that draw after the icing. The Ravens now hemmed into their zone, but Cormier's cross-ice pass does find a teammate. McGill restarts the cycle on the far side. 2 Ravens pushing. That's LeMay defending her equal number 21. As McClellan's shot blocked in front, Cormier was trying to tip it but took too much off it, and it ends up in the corner. Coyle turns it over at the blue line. It doesn't get all the way out. Cormier to McClellan. They go cross ice to Mura, and that dump in is going to bounce onto Whitehead, who plays it for a teammate. Mumford cross ice pass was in her teammate's skates. Finally Berta will hammer it in. A fresh line of Ravens is on the forecheck. That's Cernyuk and Ryan with Sydney Berta. Picked off of the blue line by Reese Cole Ashbury, but it bounced off her stick a little hot, and it's down behind the Martlets net. Breakout pass, too long for the McGill winger, and Mumford will send it up the wall. Knocked down by the defender, and it comes back across on the near side to Prudhomme, who hammers one more in. Whitehead unable to stop this one. We haven't seen that much today. And it's onto the wall. Stasiuk's pass back to Chaillet, bounces out of the zone. And Ryan and Cerniak converge on her in the neutral zone. They force the turnover as Cole Ashbury jumped up. And it's Mumford off the wall to Cole Ashbury, but it's into her feet. Has help now as Carleton, with 5 minutes to play in the first period, trying to generate some offense. Quick turnover. That shot just wide by Misner. Wide open in front on the strange turnover, but not a lot of time to settle it down. That pass from Langiel misses Beard. We've got another icing. The Carleton Ravens creating some offense on the forecheck now.
So far, this is reminding me a lot about Carleton and the GG's game last weekend, I believe, where in the first period, both teams were at 6-6 for shots. And then after that, Carleton surrendered to the GG's and really let them take over. And I'm hoping not to see the same thing here tonight, but so far the same first period has been very similar.
Behind the net is Misner, fanned on it, and it's on the wall again. The Ravens, as you mentioned, have had some great first periods so far this year. It's putting together 60 minutes. And when you're a young team, a team has replaced almost 50% of their players from 2 years ago, or from last year, excuse me, and major turnovers last year. Something you can learn from if you're Coach Colarossi. We've got another offside on the Martlets. As we mentioned, a very young Ravens team, a lot of first years when you look down this lineup. And that's something that you can work with.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's definitely some rebuilding to be done. However, I do think Carleton possesses the right tools, per se, to kind of turn this into a playoff team. Maybe not this year, but in the coming years. And
with the move to the OUA next season, we'll see how they compete in a bit of a bigger league as well, a few more teams. But right now it's Larkin under pressure from an RSEQ opponent, the McGill Martlets. The breakout pass turned over, but help is there to chip it out of the zone. LeMay jumped up to knock that one away as that was a dangerous turnover. Byrne will send it back in behind the net where Rivard Coulombe and her teammates miscommunicate and turn it over. It's Guimont. Up the wall, LeMay keeps it back down low. Moray, Jenna Moray has Mahaffey with her, but she'll come back up the wall. Centering pass, bounced away from Coyle, who goes down in the middle of the ice in a sea of red and turns this one over as McGill will try and break out behind their own goal. Puck's chipped out into the neutral zone. McGill desperate for a change. They'll get 4 players off. Carleton a little slow to get the puck up ice, and now it bounces away and deep into the corner. It's the Ravens' turn to change, so McGill able to rim one more all the way up, all the way out of the zone, and Langiel has it in front of her own bench. Her pass, too far from Bullock and out of her reach, and it's Pradum over the line, carrying it with some speed. Shot's blocked and ends up in the near side corner where Langiel's going to get it. Pradum knocks it off her stick on her way through, had some momentum still, and the Martlets will regroup in the neutral zone. Pradum picks up the loose puck off the wall. That dump in hits a body, rolls right in on Whitehead, who has Langiel shoved on top of her by Rubin. With 2:45 to go in the first, we're still 4 shots apiece and no goals.
Yeah, like I said, it's definitely not been a very score-heavy or shot-heavy period. I think partially is because of Caitlin Whitehead doing a great job shutting down any opportunities or even just navigating with the centers in the defense, making sure nothing even gets to the net.
Another face-off win for the Ravens. They'll break out. It's Cerniak on the rush. 1-on-2. She's got Berto with her. Shot's blocked and into the corner where the Ravens will set up on offense. Cross crease. Langiel's shot tipped on net by Berta and a big save. We apologize for the crowd building in front. There's some movement here. As Gilles has it in her own zone, sends it in on goal with no pressure, and the Martlets are forced to cover. We get a whistle and a face-off to the right of the McGill goaltender, but the first real scoring chance for either team tonight.
Yeah, that was a really good textbook play, and as you saw, the crowd got pretty into it too. They're definitely itching for another goal too, and even late with 2 minutes left in the period, I think this could be Carleton's opportunity. They're really just looking for whatever they can get.
Looking to build some offensive zone time. It's a face-off win. Bounces in, rolls in on net, and they'll cover up again as Rivard Coulombe, that one blocked in front, just rolled easily to her. 2:13 to go. The Ravens, as you mentioned, starting to maybe turn it on a little bit, trying to get some zone time. Neither team's really had the control in the neutral zone. As Beard wins another draw back to the point, Cole Ashbury down low to Beard, takes it behind the net, sends it up the wall, and the cycle restarts, but it bounces away from Beard, and the Martlets will look to break out. Cross ice passes off target, but away comes Lydia McClellan. Over the line is Harley, shot easily handled by Whitehead, and it's the Ravens back. We've got some pace suddenly here, and Beck will dump this one in. Had help in the form of Justina Beard, but maybe didn't know the numbers were there, and the Ravens will change. Neutral zone turnover. Guimont picks it off, has Byrne with her. Into the zone, 2-on-2. Guimont centered. Byrne just missed the net. Another great opportunity as the Ravens are flying right now. Jenna Morey sends it down low. Taken away by Guimont again. Bouncing puck, doesn't get into the middle, but Morey able to corral it for a moment. Riviere-Coulombe will come diving out. The Carleton Ravens have found another gear here.
Yeah, they definitely have turned up the heat, especially in the last minute or so, I would say. And looking at them from last season, they had a average goals or average shot on net as 24.1, and so far we haven't been seeing so far that same number, especially in this season. However, I think hopefully if they keep playing with this level of intensity, maybe that'll change.
You say 24.1, that's something they have built on so far despite the early season struggles at 25.7, but to your point, 6 doesn't get you to 24 or 25 very quickly. So nice to see the Ravens turning this up. Here is LeMay, circles back. A nice little turn away from pressure, comes up the wall, and Jenna Morey will control. Guimont sends it cross ice dump, and Chaillet is going to have to turn back because there's pressure on the line change. The breakout, fairly easy for McGill, but they are offside again. 47 seconds to play in the first period. Still scoreless.
Yeah, despite still being scoreless, I would definitely say in the last 2 or 3 minutes or so, we have seen definitely a turn up in the intensity. I think both teams are realizing that the first period has come to an end, that there is 6 shots and 5 shots on the board, and I think both teams are looking to do something about that.
Don't really want to go into the room and know that you got to explain to coach why you only got 4 shots on net, so both teams have stepped it up. McGill wins the draw. It's Pradam who sends it in, and it's rimmed around but turned over. Shot from the wall, hits a Raven. And it looks like Berta will be the one to bring it away. Berta has Cerniak. Cerniak chips it around the D, but Chaillet rubs her off. Good angle from Chaillet as the Martlets defender blocked that rush. Langeal back down low to Ryan. Ryan centering pass. Cerniak couldn't get a shot in traffic. Good defensive play to take her stick in front of the net. 15 seconds to play. The Ravens looking to get out of this period maybe with an offensive opportunity, as the Martlets seem content to tie this one up on the wall. 5 seconds to play now. The puck rolls away from Cerniak. McGill will eat this one to the wall, and we are scoreless after 1 here at the Carleton Ice House. We'll be back in 2 minutes with our intermission. Welcome back inside the Carleton Ice House. It is scoreless after 1 on Pink Night. And Justin, what are we seeing so far from the Ravens?
So far, we've seen a lot of icing calls for both teams, but especially the Ravens. And I think that all comes back to what happens when you're transitioning from the neutral zone to the offensive zone. And I think the Carleton really needs to focus on kind of moving as a unit, making sure the centers are coming up, but also the defense to kind of support that, so they don't have to kind of rush into a play that they're really not ready to commit to.
We have seen the Ravens find a little bit more momentum, a little bit more offense by having that puck control through the neutral zone. We talked a lot in that first period about shots on net, Carleton generating a few more. What's it going to take for either team to get a first goal?
I think they both really need to be a lot smarter with their shooting. If we look on the scoreboard, it is 6 shots for Carleton and 5 shots for McGill, and I think the main reason because of that is because they're trying all these shots from the blue line or from further out, and it gets stuck in traffic and it doesn't even make it to the net. So I think they need to be a lot smarter with their shooting and their passing to get opportunities closer to the net so they can really make these smart plays that turn into smart goals.
And that smart goal might be the difference tonight. These are two teams who haven't generated a ton of offense yet, but it's not far away. I feel like we've got one coming here. The second period of action is coming your way in just a few minutes here on the Carleton Ravens official YouTube channel.
Raven. I am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory. a raven. I am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory. A raven. I am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory. I am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory.
Welcome back inside the Carleton Ice House as the officials return to the ice. Not a very busy period for them. One penalty, that was to Jenna Murray. The Ravens killed that one off, which will help the numbers. As we mentioned at the time, the Ravens entered the game with the worst penalty kill in the league at 75%. But 2 power plays that are struggling too, so where's the offense going to come from here in the second period, Justin?
You know, all things considered, I think the offense has to come with from the back. I think the center, the forwards, the defense, they all have to move as a unit if they want to get these opportunities that we missed in the first period. Looking at the board, I'm pretty sure there might have been more icing calls than there were shots on net. But I think both teams, hopefully they had a good talk in the locker room and some things will change.
We'll see if the neutral zone play cleans up. Obviously, the long change can sometimes be a factor in the second period, too. Both teams look like they're about ready to go. There is a minute 13 on the clock. We'll see if they run it out to let the ice dry as Caitlin Whitehead cleans her crease and looks up at the clock. But there's still some moisture. You can see the lights shining a little bit in both ends in the slot. And the pucks or the water shining in the slot could play poorly for McGill's offensive approach tonight.
Yeah, like we said, I think both teams really just need to be focusing on moving on as a unit and kind of keeping that synchronicity between line changes. I think if they stick with that, hopefully we're going to see a more exciting period here.
We did see the excitement with a couple minutes to play. Carleton seemed to turn it up. We'll see if they're able to continue that. As we mentioned earlier, the Ravens 4-1 last year against the Martlets, including wins of 3-0 and 3-2 to finish the season. Those 2 wins, both times that the Ravens got back-to-back wins, the first times they've ever stuck back-to-back wins together against the Martlets. 3-0 does stand as the Ravens' largest winning margin over McGill at any time as well. So both teams here waiting for the officials, waiting for the ice to dry. We've got 8 seconds on the clock. Here come the stripes, and we're ready to get underway. Justina Beard in to take the draw against Vienna Rubin. And the second period is underway. Draw won by the Martlets. Murrah dumps it in. It doesn't make it around. Now it does. Whitehead didn't come out to play it though. And it's picked off on the far side. That's Cassidy Stasiak who sends it back down low, but the Ravens get to it first. Nice breakout pass. Chipped out of the zone, and here we go. Beck in on the rush. Pulls up. Shots blocked. Beck was 1-on-2. Couldn't get the shot away. Good opportunity, but just not the chance she wanted. Maybe needed to drive to the net. Rubin dumps it in. Reese Cole-Ashbury, first one back for it, rims it around, and it's picked off. Into the slot. That shot off the shaft of the stick of Whitehead. Her biggest challenge of the night, makes the save. And it's picked up by Beard behind her own goal. Comes around for Beck. Beck's tied up on the wall, and the Ravens will go back. Now it's off the glass and into the neutral zone, where Gilles will take control one more time. That one too far for Coyle on the change. Icing waved off. And Coyle now will pin it to the wall as reinforcements come from the bench. 1-on-2 in the corner. Takes it back to the wall one more time. Mahaffey jumps in, centering pass. Misses Bullock, who leaves it for Miller at the top of the circle. Miller's shot stopped. Rebound squirted into the slot, but the Martlets get it first. And it comes out, but Langeal dumps it back in. Bullock on the forecheck. Pass misses Chang. Icing waved off. Whitehead will play it around to Langeal. She sends it up the wall. Cerniak can't get there. This one's icing. Waved off again. Maybe a decision by the defender to take Cerniak instead, and that's Berta. On her backhand down low. Couldn't find Cerniak, who looked like she was maybe trying to sneak into the front. And the Ravens still with it. Bouncing puck finally out. And it's LeMay who rims it back in. Rivera-Coulombe will send it behind her goal. And the Martlets will ice this one. Yes, this one does go for icing. 2 minutes in, the Carleton Ravens with lots of pressure just as they finish the first period.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of hockey we love to see, especially early in the second period. In the first period, there were some hiccups. I think both teams just had a struggle kind of gaining that momentum and kind of rolling with it. But like we've said, we've seen a lot of opportunities for both teams with 2 minutes going into the period.
Beard wins the draw, walking across the top, though they don't get a shot. Now Beard's hooked, and the puck goes into the near corner. Sends it back behind. Quick one out. Beck couldn't get a stick on it. Rivera-Coulombe will cover up again. Good opportunity for the Ravens as the cycle starting to find lanes into the slot.
Yeah, well, all the aggression and all the heat that we kind of saw in the last couple minutes of the first period is definitely transferred in the second period, and I'm excited to see what both teams do with it.
This pace that Carleton's setting seems to be the difference right now as they have taken over in the shot count. They've put up the last 4 shots in this game. Byrne in to take the draw against Stephanie Keeper. Keeper scrambles the draw, then wins it back behind her own goal. McClellan comes around, plays it back on the reverse to Murrah, who goes on the backhand up the wall, and the Martlets are in their zone. Cole Ashbury steals it, and Morey's in. Jenna Morey couldn't find Guimont across ice, and the Ravens will start the cycle. Guimont's pass to the point was knocked down. Keeper plays it back behind her own goal. Murrah, with help, sends it up the wall. The Ravens pinch in, keep it in the zone, and send it back in deep, but it's the Martlets who are able to break out. McMillan on the cross ice pass, up for Ngan, and it's just too far out of her reach as Mumford stops behind her own net. Pass up to Bullock, chips it out of the zone, but it doesn't bounce as she wanted, and the Ravens will have to go back to the neutral zone coverage as the Martlets go cross ice and wide, but turn it over to Mumford. Mumford hits the linesman with her pass. Now the Ravens chip it out. Mahaffey will dump it in. That's going to be icing. About a foot on the wrong side of the red line as she hammered that one in.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of difficulties we were talking about in between the transitions with the neutral zone to the offensive zone. And I think both teams just really need to focus on, like we said, the icing.
A bit of a difficulty for both of us to keep a straight face. Unfortunately, the official seems to be having a blade issue. That's the second time this period she's gone down in the transition. Has seemingly adjusted the blade. The faceoff is going to come to the left of Caitlin Whitehead in the Ravens zone. With Eva Mahaffey stepping in, loses the draw. Walking the line is Kostelic. Shot from a bad angle off the shoulder of Whitehead, but bounced loose. And the Martlets will continue pressure. Langeal up the wall will finally get it out, and it's into the neutral zone where a collision with the linesman almost had Coyle free. But it bounces back again, and the Martlets are in 2-on-2. That one bounced near the front of the net. Whitehead, with some athleticism, bats that one on her backhand out of the air, but it's turned over the line. Stasiak's in. Doesn't get a shot away. That one's blocked by Mumford. Stick slash to the hands, and we're going to see the Ravens go to the power play, but first, a chance for Bullock just out of her reach as Rivera-Coulombe will come out and send it around. The Carleton Ravens, their first opportunity of the night on the power play.
Yes, this is definitely going to be a power play. I think everyone wants to watch. McGill, they don't have the greatest penalty kill percentage, so it'll be interesting to see what Carleton does with this.
The Ravens, as you mentioned, 4.76% early in the season on the power play. That's fifth in the RSEQ. And McGill, 91%, almost 92% on the penalty kill. So the Ravens are going to have to get going early. We see Mira Ryan out there with the power play opportunity, scrambles the draw. Berta will come in from the point and will set up on the half wall. The pass up to the top is broken up. A great opportunity by Chaillet, who can just wheel and puts pressure on the forecheck now, but goes crashing into the end boards. Puck's turned over again. It's Benoit as the Ravens will try and collect. Miller settles things down, and the Ravens will go for the power play breakout here. 22 seconds have run off the clock as Peyton Miller sets up behind her own net. Miller's cross ice pass, not very hard, but Morey picks it up, finds Berta, who comes in. It's 3-on-2 for the Ravens. Drop to Mira Ryan, cross ice to Jenna Morey. Her shot's blocked. That took a piece out of the McGill player, and then the second chance is stopped as well. Rivera-Coulombe with a big point-blank save on that one.
Yeah, that was some great defending by McGill, and you'll see that they're pretty aggressive, despite being on the penalty kill here. Aggressive
shot blocking, aggressive play as this one on the wall gets out. The Ravens, nearly too many players, but they stay on the bench and onside as Cerniak sets up down low. With Beard, who brings it up the wall, keeps on the half wall, has some help. Byrne. Cross ice, Langeal falls, lost an edge, and Byrne with it now. Back to the half wall, just a little too far. Langeal back to her feet. Collects, centering pass, hits a body. And McGill almost away again. Now they go. It's Rubin 2-on-1 for the Martlets. Ruben way to the outside. Centering pass, they score! Taylor Garcia wide open in the slot. Just when the play looked like it had broken down, Ruben centering pass to Garcia, and she tips it top corner.
Yeah, you never want to be the team that gets scored on during your power play. It's definitely a tough pill to swallow. But like we just saw from McGill, you know, like we said, they came out aggressive, and it definitely paid off for them.
You can see why this Martlets penalty kill is so successful. A lot of speed, a lot of energy to it. They created an opportunity in the first 20 seconds. They create an opportunity about 90 seconds in there, and they score. And now McGill with the first one of the night while the Ravens are on the power play.
You know what they say, sometimes the best defense is offense, right?
It is, and now the Ravens with 30 seconds to go are going to have to regroup here on this power play, see if they can't take advantage of the last bit of time they have. That first unit back out, but without Berta, as we saw at the start. They're choosing to go with two defensemen instead. Whitehead rims it to Larkin. Past her on the wall though. Coyle has to bring it back under pressure. And it's stolen again as Cronwald comes in. Picked up Murrow with the steal, and she's going to circle back into the neutral zone as the Martlets go to even strength. Murrow backhands that into the corner past Mahaffey. And they go behind the net, where LeMay's breakout pass doesn't get all the way out. We're into the neutral zone again. Bouncing puck, LeMay pitchforks it to the blue line. The Martlets have it now up the middle. Chang's pass broken up, and LeMay will go one more time. Cerniak over the line, shooting blocked. Rebound just wide. Berta gets to it first, and the Ravens start the cycle. Berta up the far wall, looks to go to the point, turned it over quickly, but they keep it in at the line. Back down to Cerniak. Puck bounces up high and into the netting. Out of play. 13:26 to go in the first. The Martlets leading 1-0.
Yeah, I think Carleton is just trying their best to recover from that goal. Like it's never a good thing to get scored on during a power play, like we said. And I think they're just taking it the best they can. You know, hard reset, back to the basics, see what they can do.
Hard reset. The Ravens will now come back with their top line. This is Mira Ryan winning the draw. Berta walks in, fanned on the shot. And it's Benoit on the break. It's 2-on-4 though for the Martlets under pressure from Sydney Berta, and they'll dump it in. Cole Ashbury gets a stick on it. The Martlets get the puck back. It bounces heavily to the top of the circle, and Kostelic misses it. And now the Ravens are away. 3-on-1. Berta has Cerniak with her. Shoot! Stopped. Rivera-Coulombe takes that one right below the logo.
Yeah, despite a pretty good save by McGill there, I think Carleton just did right there exactly what they need to keep doing, in that, you know, take McGill's mistakes and turn that into an opportunity, and that's how I think they'll even out this game.
The Ravens' speed helped them out there. That bouncing puck deep in their own zone. All of a sudden, they're 3-on-1 back the other way. But Rivera-Coulombe makes yet another save for the Martlets as they hold on to this 1-0 lead. And everyone on the ice is fooled and lines up on the wrong side for that face-off. I myself had turned that way too. Now we get a delay. I'm not sure what is going on. McGill has called their timeout. There was a bit of a delay there, but McGill has chosen to call their timeout.
I don't know about.
Go ahead.
I don't know about the McGill, but I'm sure the Ravens have a lot to discuss on this timeout.
It actually was the Ravens. That's a good catch by you. The Ravens have decided to take their timeout here. Down 1, 13:04 to go in the second period, here at the Carleton Ice House. And little late on that one. Both teams kind of slow to line up for the face-off, and then Coach Colorossi's called the timeout. Maybe an opportunity, as you said, that hard reset. They didn't get that opportunity right away. They were still on the power play after that goal. How do we bounce back now? What's the first thing Carleton's got to do?
Yeah, well, we're only about halfway through the game. There's still a lot of hockey to be played here. So I think just going back to that hard reset, I think Carleton really just needs to focus on their basics, you know, focus on their shooting, you know, be very deliberate with all their positioning and their movement, and just moving as a unit, getting that puck.
Morey's shot off the head. A great opportunity. You said be deliberate. That looked like a set face-off play, and Jenna Morey absolutely ripped one off the head of Rivera-Coulombe, who covers up quickly for another face-off coming to her right. We're going to get a quick delay here. They're going to let her have a drink after eating that one in the cage.
Yeah, if we could see another laser like that from Carleton, I think they'll be well on their way.
Another face-off coming up here. Burns steps in. This one scrambles. Morey won't get the shot away. And it's away for the Martlets, 2-on-1. Opportunity in, shot off the bar. Hard off the crossbar for Cassidy Stasiuk, and McGill now on the offensive. Into the feet of Miller. The puck bounces around. Chaillet back to the point to Pradam. Backhands that one into the zone. Benoit had that pass go through her feet. Wasn't a great pass in the high slot. Opportunity down low for McGill. Bouncing puck, Whitehead to save. And now it's in the feet of Guimont as Langeal plays it safely to the corner. Guimont sends it back behind the net to Miller. Miller tried to settle it behind the net, turned it over, but gets it back, and the Ravens will break away. 2-on-2, it's Miller and Morey. Morey stays on the side. Shot, stop. That was a good chance for Lainey Guimont as she broke in. She sends it back to Beard on the half wall. Beard will send it down low to herself. The Martlets defender has no stick, but uses her body well to defend. And it's chipped up the wall where Ava Beck just has it bounce away from her. Carleton regroups in the neutral zone. To the near side to Misner. Chips it in, no icing. The Ravens back on the forecheck. Chaillet still has no stick. Now she rides Beck into the end wall. This one sent around. Carleton, though, jumping aggressively into the zone. And Larkin wasn't on the point to cover for that one. Larkin wins the foot race back under pressure from the Martlets. And it's sent into the neutral zone where Mura will send it away. Bouncing puck. Beard can't control it. Finally over the line, but it's Mura again. Pass too far for anyone, and Cole Ashbury has it. Through the neutral zone, the Ravens will dump it in. McMillan, cross ice to Mura. On the breakout to Cronwald. Over the line, circles back on the delay. Keeper turns it over, but Mura keeps it in the zone. Off the half wall, puck bounces down low. Keeper has it behind the goal line. Centering pass to nobody. Mura hard across the blue line, keeps it in again. Mahaffey pressures her into the corner. Now the Ravens will switch defensively as LeMay came down to help out, but the Martlets restart the cycle again. Cronwald to the point to Mura. Mura's pass nowhere near her teammate McClellan, and that one sent back down low again as the cycle restarts. 10:40 to play. Cole Ashbury slips coming around behind the goal. Off the boards, it doesn't get out as Mura keeps another one in. And finally, offside, Rubin just a half step from keeping that one in, and might have been coming in with a head of danger too.
Yeah, those were some back-to-back very dangerous opportunities for McGill. If we look at the board, Carleton is leading by 2 in terms of shots scored or shots on net, and I think Carleton just really needs to keep chipping away and see what they can do.
Ryan wins the draw. The Ravens want to settle this down a bit. The timeout actually seemed to set them back for a second here. We'll see what they can do. Offside right now as Ryan tried to pursue. They'll reset, and it's Berta in on the forecheck. Pressing hard as Gilles. Sends it up the wall. Sent across. Giles will touch it. This is a penalty on the Martlets. The Ravens back to the power play. Looking to build some momentum this time around.
Yeah, that was a pretty nasty fall there. Hopefully Ravens can turn that into something good. Like we saw in the last power play, it wasn't too kind to the Ravens, so I think we just really need to focus on keeping that strong defensive core and not letting turnovers happen despite being in the power play.
That's Vienna Rubin off to the box. She played a major role in the shorthanded goal McGill got on their last power play, so now Carleton will try again. Byrne to take the draw. In there against Cormier, who wins the draw to the wall. Langeal starts to walk the line, gives it back to Byrne. Her shot just wide. Maybe looking for a deflection on the side. The Ravens will collect. Up to the top to Langeal. Has Byrne. Will collect into the slot behind Cerniak with the pass, though. And Guimont has to tie the defender up to the wall. The Ravens will send it back around. Looking to reset. Byrne down the wall to Beard. Up to Byrne again. She'll walk along the top. Finds Langeal. Her shot through off a skate and over the goaltender and wide. Cerniak, first one back with it. Ravens on the wraparound. Couldn't get all the way around the net to get the shot, was Beard. But Byrne will keep it in. Down to Justina Beard at the dot. Langeal at the point. That one tipped by Guimont. And another save for Rivera-Coulombe. But the Carleton Ravens power play creates some chances.
Yeah, that's exactly what we love to see from a power play, is just that constant chipping away at the goalie and chipping away at the defense. And that's exactly what Carleton did there. I think they definitely learned from their last power play, and perhaps maybe their timeout definitely helped them kind of do that hard reset and help them focus on what matters.
Unfortunately for the Ravens, Lainey Guimont was called for slashing the goaltender there. The rebound looked like maybe it was popped up in the air. They're going to say she made contact with Rivera Coulombe, and after just 49 seconds, or 49 seconds, excuse me, of good power play time, we're 4-on-4 now. That's Mira Ryan in her own zone. Cuts dangerously through her own crease, but has confidence in her abilities as she circles behind the goal. And now starts the breakout. Ryan under pressure. Trip, no call coming, as the Martlets turn the puck right back into Ryan. McClellan was the defender with that. And it's Mura. Back to McClellan. Has Chang. Tried to leave it for Chang. Ryan steals it. And it's the Ravens now 4-on-4 with a little bit of offense. Ryan has Mahaffey on the half wall. The pass is broken up by McClellan, but it ends up back down low to Ryan. She comes up the wall. Switches with Mahaffey. Tried to center it. Couldn't find anyone across. It was LeMay that she was looking for on the far side. Mahaffey to Ryan. Ryan's hooked up by Chang, and the Martlets will break out again. 2-on-2 over the line. Long shot. Easily handled by Whitehead, who puts it to the wall. 17 seconds to go in the McGill penalty. Then they will get a few seconds on the power play as Garcia tries to control. Chang will circle back. Has McClellan. As Giles had some time but wasn't the option. Now LeMay goes down, no call, and the Ravens will flip one down as they're officially on the penalty kill. Rivera Coulombe plays it up the wall. Berta picks it off, and under 3-player pressure from the Martlets, will try and get it in. Giles, excuse me. Shot stopped. That was Giles on the dot. Whitehead made the save, but the rebound bumped loose. And it's another opportunity as Stasiak plays it up to the point to Pridham. Pridham's shot tipped over top of Whitehead and off the back glass. And now the Ravens will clear, but they hit the linesman, and Morey can't win it free. So with 5 seconds to go in the penalty kill, the Ravens are chasing back to their own zone. McGill dumps it in. It was too far for Stasiak. And Carleton will break out. Langiel to Morey. Jenna Morey has Guimont with her. They call her on the offside. Guimont looked like she caught an edge trying to stay onside. 7:01 to play in the second period. The Carleton Ravens trailing the McGill Martlets 1-0 here on the Carleton Ravens YouTube channel.
Yeah, I think both teams are just trying to recover from that 4-on-4. You know, when you're doing a 4-on-4, there's not as many rules as a power play. It's kind of like the Wild West, and you just kind of work with what you can. So I think both teams are trying to recover and hopefully turn that into something.
See what we can make of the momentum here, as Ngan brings it over the line but can't gain any momentum, but continues under pressure, causes Mumford's backhand to bounce up in the air, and it's broken out now. 1-on-1 in the neutral zone, but the Martlets will send it back to the near side. Puck bounces around in front of the benches, and Misner dumps it in, but it hit a body and makes it to about the top of the circle. Beard, as it's in some feet. That was Beck bringing it over the line. The hand is up for offside again. They're saying Ava Beck had no control when that puck came in, and it's offside Ravens. 6:26 to play in the second period.
Just like the first period, we have seen a lot of offsides and icing calls. I think it just goes back to like what we talked about at the intermission, which is, you know, kind of that transition between neutral to offensive lines and just kind of making sure that all lines move as a team.
Neutral zone draws on the far side. That's Mahaffey to take it for Carleton, wins it, and the Ravens will dump it in, go to the forecheck. Bullock on the near side, she's the winger, but it's Mahaffey who's F1 on the forecheck. Wins that battle with Mura too, out to Mahaffey, shot off the bottom side of the net. Good opportunity, but whether that was Rivera Coulombe or the post, nothing doing for the Ravens here. This puck squirts out past LeMay. Bullock has Mahaffey, that'll tip into the zone, and Coyle's on the forecheck. Sent around, McClellan on the backhand. McGill will break out again, and the Ravens take it away in the neutral zone. Larkin in, shots blocked. Bouncing puck in the slot, nothing doing for Berta, but the Ravens continue to maintain possession as Ryan plays it behind her own back off the wall, and it's Cerniak. Pass to Langiel, miscommunication as LeMay was looking to change, and the Ravens will come all the way back to the top of their own circles to break out. Ryan, tip doesn't get all the way in, it hit McClellan in the feet, and they're tied up in front of the penalty boxes. Now it's sent back to McClellan, who comes cross ice near side to Kostelic. Kostelic on the breakout to Harvey. make that Megan Harley, excuse me, as it bounced away from Harley and into the offensive zone where she turns it over to Cernyuk. Bouncing puck on the breakout. Berta chasing that one. It's dumped in as the Ravens will change. McGill sends it back up the near side. Chang had to eat it into her feet, sends it back into her own corner. Giles collects that in the corner, goes to go D2D as it's broken up. And that puck bounces around for a minute. Giles again now on her backhand, up the wall, kept in by the Ravens. A great play at the line by Peyton Miller. And this will not be icing. And Caitlin Whitehead does what she does best, comes out, handles the puck, moves it around nicely. Pradum to Chaillet. Chaillet very smoothly sends it back to Pradum, who fans on it just inside the offensive zone. And now McGill's out. Now they're offside. And with 4:16 to play, both teams a couple turnovers in their own zones that almost proved costly.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot more aggression and momentum from both teams. I think this is definitely a deadlock possession-wise, and McGill just happened to kind of get in that with the scoring opportunity. I think that's exactly what Carleton needs to do. And I think they have all the pieces to do so. It's just a matter of getting there.
The pressure continues. Icing waved off. Beck in on Pradum, who has to play it around on the backhand. Misner keeps it in. Nice little play at the line. Cole Ashbury's shot didn't get through, though. Beck and Misner on the forecheck forced the turnover. There's Misner again to Cole Ashbury. It's in her feet. She'll circle back, can't control it. Had Mumford back, and this is offside as that was dumped right into Misner's feet. And we're going to take this face-off back a little bit. The Ravens will change. Coyle, Bullock, and Mahaffey come over. They're going to wait a second here, maybe talk it over, but they will come over for the defensive zone draw. Larkin and LeMay out on defense. As we see Cronwall out there with Vienna Rubin. Rubin wins the draw. It's scrambled for a second, and then the shot is blocked and goes wide. That was McClellan's shot that didn't make it through. On the half wall, Rubin back to McClellan again. Sends it back to the side for Rubin, and it's bounced around behind the Carleton goal. LeMay battling with Mura, who's come in from the point. Mahaffey turns, spins. They'll get that across ice, and it's tipped out. Coyle got a stick on it. And now there's two Ravens forechecking as Lydia McClellan is back by herself. She goes backhand up the far wall, and Garcia, the goal scorer, gets this one out. The Ravens back in on the forecheck again. Cernyuk coming in as McClellan has to go behind her own goal one more time. Garcia's clearing pass, broken up, but Rubin gets to it first, and the Martlets are out. Over the line, Cronwald. Shot easily handled to the corner by Whitehead. And Langeal is first to it on the breakout. Fans on it. And Carleton finally gets to it. Mira Ryan has it, but that collision with Langeal has left Cassidy Stasiak shaken up. They looked like they went knee on knee. Cross ice to Giles. Shot blocked by Berta. A big block by Sydney Berta. And this one is barely going to roll its way for icing, but it does. Not everybody is thrilled about that one in the building, but for the Carleton Ravens, maybe one of those plays. Sydney Berta looked like she was stung at first by that one, just wanted to get off. Can't really blame her for icing that one.
Yeah, no, it was a tough call, but sometimes it's just like that, right? And there's nothing you can really do about it. We definitely see some fresh legs with all these line changes, and I think Carleton's just trying to, see whatever sticks, see whatever they can do to kind of get to the point where they can score.
Yeah, you're right. We've seen some more momentum, a little bit more free flow to the game lately. And for Carleton, it's still only a one-shot game, and they do lead this game by one shot, but trail by one goal. Face off to the right of Caitlin Whitehead. Ryan scrambles it. The Martlets have it. Pradum shot's blocked by Langeal on its way in, and Carleton looking to explode out of the zone. There's Cernyuk. Teammates changing. She can't get around the diving Chaillet, who sends it behind her own goal. And Benoit's going to take it back against pressure. That one hits a body. Miller keeps it in. It bounces away from Cernyuk, who eats a cross check on her way to the bench. But the Martlets are out to the neutral zone. Mumford dumps it back in. Rivera-Coulombe will not come out to play it. Guimont on the forecheck. Byrne with the steal, turns it over trying to go into the slot. Had Jenna Murray alone if she could have found her, but the backhand was just a little off target. And now it's Mumford all the way back. Has to come 200 feet for the Ravens, and she's got a head of steam. Julia Mumford over the line. defenseman to beat, gets around now. She has gone 200 feet as she's behind the McGill net. Byrne goes cross ice. That shot tipped just wide. Guimont on the rebound. Tough to score with McClellan on your back, but Lainey Guimont almost did it.
Now full steam ahead for Julia Mumford. We really saw how she kind of took that, turnover, and I would say she single-handedly kind of took it over to the McGill side of the field and really definitely turned that into an opportunity.
The first-year commerce student Mumford has shown some flashes of speed here, and that's going to be something to watch for the Ravens over the next few years. A lot of first and second years making plays like that. They lose the draw. They go D to D behind the net, do the Martlets, but they turn it over. Bouncing puck in the slot. Doesn't get anywhere. LeMay keeps it in to Larkin, who goes cross ice instead. And the Ravens almost turn it over, but LeMay's there to help out Misner and throw it back down low. There's McClellan. I've said that name a lot here in the second period as Beard keeps it in. Larkin jumping in off the rush. There's no D at that point, so they send it up top. Beard keeps it in again. Misner with McClellan under pressure. It's McClellan and Mora eating the minutes for the Martlets as Mora will come out to the strong side. Can't get it out again as Caitlin Gilles jumps in. And this one's bouncing around in the feet of Mora. Finally, Harley is going to break it out by herself for the Martlets, who needed to relieve pressure as we're in the last 45 seconds of the second period. In her own zone, under pressure, Langeal turns it over. At the point, Kostelik sends it in. That bounces off the end wall. Rubin keeps it, looks to set up the cycle, but the Ravens come away with it. Miller can't find Guimont cross ice, so the Ravens will just chip it into the neutral zone to Giles. Giles dumps it all the way in on Whitehead, who's going to have to cover up. With 14.4 seconds to go, the Carleton Ravens, a couple good shifts in a row there, really pinning the Martlets in their own zone.
Yeah, I think despite being down by one, this has still been a pretty good period for Carleton. They've definitely found their footing, and hopefully that can translate into something. Maybe not in this period, but maybe the next one.
14.4 to go here in the second. Face off to the right of Whitehead. Scramble draw, won by the Ravens. Morey chips it out. Miller was almost gone. Now with 8.8 to go, they're finally out. Bouncing puck just too far for Jenna Morey. And that's going to be the end of the period, despite the Martlets' efforts. Through 40 minutes here at the Carleton Ice House, the McGill Martlets lead your Carleton Ravens 1-0. We will be right back here on the Carleton Ravens YouTube network.
Raven. I am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory.
Welcome back inside the Carleton Ice House. It is 1-0 McGill Martlets here on pink night. And for the Carleton Ravens so far, power play might be the story of the first two periods.
Yeah, if we look at Carleton's power play, especially compared to the first and the second one they had, the first one we saw a lot of hiccups, and we definitely saw McGill capitalize on that and kind of turn that into a goal that is now the only goal on the scoreboard. But I think Carleton definitely learned from that, and they kind of used the second power play as a hard reset, and we saw them playing a lot better, kind of more fundamental hockey.
Unfortunate turn of events at the end of that one with a penalty against, or a penalty called against, when it looked like they'd created an opportunity. What does Carleton have to do to get one past Revere-Coulombe here in the third period?
Well, I would say if we look at Carleton Ravens, especially after that first goal they let in, when they had their timeout, they really kind of got back to the fundamentals. They reset, and they definitely kind of had to shift back to the principles of hockey. And I think what we saw as a result of that was a pretty good scoring opportunities for Carleton. I think if they kind of stick with that, and they stick with whatever they said in that timeout, and they use that as momentum, then maybe they can get out to even in the score.
As you said, the Carleton Ravens just minutes away from hopefully evening the score, 11 minutes away from the start of the third period, here on the Carleton Ravens YouTube channel from the Carleton Ice House.
Raven. I am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory. am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory. Raven. I am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory.
Welcome back inside the Carleton Ice House for third period action. The Carleton Ravens trailing the McGill Martlets 3-1. And Justin, earlier this week, a few names were dropped for the PWHL or leaked for the PWHL, and maybe the most interesting one, the Ottawa Alert, has some ties to a game we have coming up. The Alert Cup is on the line when the Carleton Ravens women's hockey team faced the U Ottawa GGs, who you were mentioning earlier, on November 19th at TD Place. And that game last year was a thriller with it going to overtime. Unfortunate finish where the GGs might have got a W on us, but a fantastic overtime game. And not saying we're going to overtime yet, but if Carleton can get one here in this period, a good opportunity to at least get themselves within striking distance of the victory.
Yeah, I think it's definitely been a long game for Carleton, but as we've seen the build-up in between periods, each period they've been playing a lot better, a lot more aggressive. So I think going in the final period here, they definitely have the opportunity and the assets to make some magic happen.
We're about 40 seconds away from the start of the period. Carleton, one of those teams that refuses to line up. The ice takes a while to dry. It's been a beautiful week here in Ottawa since the rain let up. It's 17 degrees when we woke up this morning. It dropped to about 14 and the wind was going, but inside the rink here, unfortunately, still a little humid. We can see the water beside both goaltenders, the lights reflecting on your screen, and not something Carleton wants to play with the Fire at this point in time as we get ready for the third period. Justina Beard in to take the face-off for the Carleton Ravens. Beard wins the draw. And it's dumped in. Beck battling with it. Tried to go back to Mahaffey. Puck bounces into the slot. Beard fanned on it. Justina Beard and the Ravens almost had one 13 seconds in.
Yeah, that would have been a pretty impressive goal, but still, it's a really great way to start the period, especially with the face-off in the other team's end. That's besides a goal, I don't think the team could ask for anything more.
You can't ask for much more than early pressure. We'll see what the Ravens do here. Face-off to the right of Rivera-Coulombe. Beard scrambles the draw, bouncing puck. Another one on goal. We're going to get another face-off as Mahaffey's dumped in front of the net. McClellan. And Carleton, once again, we see Rivera-Coulombe really likes to slow the game down. Does the first-year goaltender for McGill. Will adjust their mask. We'll get a drink. The Ravens will switch lines. Mira Ryan coming out with Cerniak and Berta as the Ravens look to keep up this pressure. Scramble draw again. One back to Langeal. On her backhand, she has to go cross corner on the dump. But it's Cerniak keeping it in. Hooked up hard on the wall. And the Ravens will turn it over for a second. Kept in again. That one off the back of Berta's head as Miller tried to get one through Cerniak. Down low. Ryan bouncing puck. Couldn't land on the stick of Cerniak. And it's Langeal behind the net. Cerniak in a race with McClellan. McClellan can't corral it. And up the wall, the Martlets can't get it out as Berta takes it away. She's walked to the middle. Berta's shot stopped by Rivera-Coulombe. Rebound in the slot, and the Martlets will dump it out. This one might not make it for icing. Yes, it does. And 1 minute in, the Carleton Ravens have had two really strong scoring chances.
Yeah, those are some great shots by the Carleton Ravens, especially so early in the period. I think the magic key to success for them is taking that energy and kind of sticking with it. They don't want to lose that momentum they just gained here.
The Ravens will come back with another new line. It's Byrne on to take the draw. Has Moray and Guimont with her. The Martlets are thrown out just as that puck drops, so we'll get a reset here as Cormier will be asked to leave the circle. Coming in to take the draw instead is Cassidy Stasiak, who's recovered from the knee-on-knee collision she had earlier in the night. Stasiak wins the draw, and it's rung around. McClellan was sending that one around as the Martlets look to change, but they turn it over in the neutral zone. Now they dump it in and they start their change. Whitehead on the backhand behind her net, away from pressure. LeMay to Moray. It bounces off her stick. And this one will bounce around the neutral zone. Larkin off the wall, bouncing puck. Guimont blows an edge right in front of us as the Martlets look to come back again. Pass just a little bit too far for Rubin. She keeps falling, centering pass just wide. Rubin almost had another highlight reel play to add to her list. Long shot in. Whitehead steered it to the end wall and then pounced on it as it bounced back. Maybe a familiar home bounce for her.
I think what Carleton really needs to stick to here is kind of keeping a play for the face-off. You know, kind of going into these with a strategy, so they're not letting, so they're not cutting any corners, but also making sure they're dotting all their T's, crossing all their I's. Sorry.
maybe trying that the other way on the next shift and making sure they don't dot their I's or dot their T's. But either way, the Ravens win the draw and get it out into the neutral zone where Pridham will send it back in. Whitehead hesitated, might have gotten stuck on the post there, and instead it's the Martlets. Berta battling for the puck as it's sent back in behind her own goal. And coming away with it is Carleton. Cole Ashbury's pass way too high for Cerniak to handle. It was up around the red stripe on her jersey. And it's going to come all the way back to the Carleton zone for a face-off. 2:04 played here in the third period. The Ravens need to find some consistency if they want to get their way back to a 1-1 game.
Yeah, Carleton's definitely itching for it. We've seen a lot of shots from Carleton despite being so early in the last period here. So I think they just really need to focus on making something happen, you know.
Face-off won by Ryan. Cole Ashbury has it behind the net. And there's Ryan again with Mumford circling back behind her. Long pass. Not sure who the intended receiver was as that sailed over ahead and will go all the way down the ice. 17:43 to play in the third period. 17-14 the shots on goal, and the Ravens with the icing are going to have to come back as Coach Stacey Colarossi goes over a couple things with Hayden Cerniak ahead of this draw. Maybe an explanation of her route. We'll see what Mira Ryan can do in the face-off circle. Ryan wins it again. Mumford behind, turns back on the delay to Ryan. There was a set play, but it's broken up through the middle by Garcia. Campbell sends it down low, and it's broken up by the Ravens, who now will chip it out again. Just too far for Cerniak, and Giles is the first one back for McGill. In the corner in her own zone, Cerniak takes down Giles. And the Martlets are forced to regroup behind their own goal. Through the middle, that pass almost too far, but McGill has it, carried in and chipped into the corner as Quinn Campbell sent that one in. Ravens break out again. Flying through is Peyton Miller. Looked to lose her balance, keeps the puck. Miller to her back end, just wide as Rivera-Coulombe reached for it and missed. And the Ravens now trying to create some zone time, but it's the Martlets who come away off the back of their own cage and into the neutral zone. Campbell, cross ice to Mura, has Stasiak driving. That one hits a skate. Chaillet couldn't find a teammate, and it's behind the Carleton net. Now it's fanned on before being put out of play by Justine Larkin. The Carleton Ravens up and down tempo in that shift, but when they got going, created some havoc.
Yeah, I think like we said earlier, for the Carleton Ravens, it should be all gas, no break right now. You know, last period you don't want to be playing it easy. You want to be taking any opportunity you can and also creating opportunities in the process.
Seems to be a quick discussion here between the officials about either the placement of the faceoff or whether or not that went straight out of play. This one is deflected by a Martlet is the final decision, and this faceoff will come outside the zone. Everybody maybe caught a little bit. The Ravens will take it now. Stepping in for the draw. Byrne wins it. Moray accidentally plays it away. McClellan through the middle. In comes Cormier. Has Stasiak with her, but it's behind the goal where they turn it over. Byrne rims it to Moray. Off her skating into the neutral zone. But it's Mura back to the wall. Her and Jenna Moray will battle for it. And it's dumped in by Cormier as the Martlets will get about half a change in. And Carleton will look to break out. Larkin's pass, too far for Moray, but tipped in to her own zone by Chaillet. And it's Mura on the far side up the wall. McGill with a nice clean breakout, but the third pass is the one they turn over. And Chaillet has to regroup again, looking for Harley. Too far for her. Cole Ashbury closing on her quickly. And Mahaffey comes back to take it away. Off the wall to Beck. That one gets out. Doesn't get out. Now it does. And it's in front of the Ravens bench where it's turned over. Martlet's in. Harley to the middle. Shot blocked. Cole Ashbury stayed the lane that time. And Chaillet will regroup in the neutral zone. Bouncing puck goes off the skate of Cole Ashbury back into the Ravens zone. Cronwald was in a foot race for it, lost that race, and the Ravens turn it over in the slot. Puck does get out eventually. Harley almost got it back, and now we have a penalty call coming up. It's a hooking call that appears to be coming against the Ravens. It's going to be Mira Ryan heading very slowly to the box. Really not in agreement with that call.
Yeah, it's never a good sign when you're down by 1 in the last period and you get put in the box. I think Carleton really just needs to focus on keeping a tight defensive core here. We know McGill could be pretty aggressive on their power play, so Carleton just needs to focus on getting that puck out of their zone as fast as possible.
Martlett's top unit out there. Rubin lost the draw. Chang quickly after Langeal. Rubin, Chang, Megan Chaillet, Giles, and Olivia Pridham are the 5 attackers for the Martletts. Pridham at the point to Chang. She walks in. Shot blocked a little bit by Langeal, and it goes wide. That makes it out of the zone, and Guimau's giving chase on Giles. She'll finish dumping it in as she is dumped, and the Ravens have killed off this penalty by drawing one of their own. Lainey Guimau doing a great job getting to that loose puck on the wall. Got absolutely destroyed by Giles as she tried to dump it in. And we got 4-on-4 hockey again.
Yeah, in terms of killing the penalty, that's probably one of the best case scenarios for the Ravens. Like we said earlier, 4-on-4 hockey is always pretty interesting to watch because it feels a lot less looser. Everything's kind of more up for grabs, so we'll be curious what happens.
There's definitely a lot up for grabs here. A minute 28 of 4-on-4 hockey without another penalty interrupting that. The Carleton Ravens with Byrne in to take the draw. She wins it, and it goes back to the point to Langeal. Bouncing in the slot. Cernia couldn't get a stick on it for long enough. The Ravens have Peyton Miller on the blue line with Langeal. Byrne and Cerniak the forwards. Great jump by Miller. Causes a turnover down low. And she's 1-on-2 against the Martletts, who just send it back to Miller again behind the net. Peyton Miller absolutely everywhere as Rivar Coulombe will jump on this one and take a well-needed whistle.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to take this as a breather. Like I said, when it comes to 4-on-4 hockey, it's just go, go, go.
We were talking off air in the intermission about the Ravens defense, the very young defense, but how dangerous they are. And we just saw it again there. Miller jumping up, causing an opportunity. That line for the Ravens will stay out. They win the draw too clean though. And Langeal has to come all the way back to below her own goal line. She'll cut behind the net. Finds Byrne, who breaks out cleanly on her forehand, plays it off the wall. A little too far for Cerniak, and that's icing. 13:58 to go, 49 seconds left in 4-on-4 hockey. This face-off will come back to the Carleton zone. LeMay, the only player who had made a change at that point, sent back to the bench. So Cerniak, Byrne, back out there. Miller and Langeal still there. The Martletts are the ones who bring some fresh bodies. Stasiak, Chang, Pridham. And that's Megan Chaillet on the far side. Chang off the draw, they win it. Pridham walks in. Wrist shot, easily gloved by Whitehead, and the Ravens will get their line change.
Yeah, getting some fresh feet on the ice, that's always a good thing to do, especially in these tense 4-on-4 power plays. I think Carleton has the right idea here, and hopefully they can just kind of stray off.
Face off in the Ravens zone, they lose it. Pridham at the point has her shot blocked by Mahaffey, but it ends up in the corner where we have a one-on-one battle. Stasiak was pinned to the wall by Larkin. The Ravens break out Morey. Jenna Morey off the boards to Mahaffey, just too far for her, but it's deep in the McGill zone. Puck rolled behind her feet. Pridham will send it back behind one more time. And finally, McGill gets it out. It's Chang, 1-on-2. Shot, that was blocked and almost gave Whitehead trouble as it looked like it was going to roll on goal. 5 seconds to go here in the Ravens penalty. We are now 5-on-4 for Carleton. That's Ryan who came out of the box, but the Ravens in 1-on-4 shot. That one rolled off River Coulombe into the corner. And the Martletts get a free pass to clear it as the Carleton power play tries to get their numbers adjusted here. 20 seconds to go in the power play as they break out. Byrne hammers it in. McClellan and Cerniak in the foot race. Cerniak takes stick and ties her to the wall. Help coming as Rubin is there for McGill. Cole Ashbury has come down from the point to help out. Cerniak turns back, cross point, shot by Byrne, just wide. McGill's killed off that short power play for the Ravens. We're all even as Byrne races to the wall. Mumford keeps it in, but hits a body, and McGill looks to break out. They do, it's Garcia. She goes cross ice to Rubin. Behind her back, Rubin couldn't find anyone. And Reese Cole Ashbury is being called for hooking as the stick rode up the hands. when it looked like Ruben was trying to go behind her back. So for Carleton, you do 30 seconds on the penalty kill, you draw a penalty, you go 4-on-4, and back to the kill with 12:16 to go.
Yeah, last period, you know, Carleton really wants a goal, and you can tell by how aggressive they're playing. And unfortunately, when you play aggressive, sometimes you wind up in the penalty box.
We'll see how the penalty kill comes out. That last time around was quite aggressive at the blue line. Murrah into the slot, shot. What a save by Whitehead. McGill, we talked in the first period about this look, trying to find someone in the high slot. They find Cormier there, but the one-timer never comes off the ice, and Whitehead puts it out of play.
Yeah, you know, this cycle for McGill, it hasn't worked too well. However, they still trying it. I think there's still some potential here.
Face-off, scrambled again. McGill with it. Murrah at the point, back down to the half wall. It's Benoit playing catch with Harley. Murrah again, back to Benoit. Shots blocked. What a block by Langeal, but that one stung. And temporarily, it's a 5-on-3 as Kate Langeal is feeling that shot block. Across the point, though, doesn't get to Garcia. And Langeal will be the first one to the bench after a heroic shot block here. And now Carleton pressuring on Murrah. In the neutral zone, Cormier will cycle back to Garcia. Garcia fanned on it, and Beard and Guimont will just hammer it down the ice. The other three will get the change. 1:11 to go in the penalty kill as Mira Ryan is flying in. Maybe missed her opportunity to steal that puck from Elizabeth Murrah. Murrah now behind her own net again under pressure. Chips it out. And that one just rolls along past Chaillet. Chang will jump it back off the wall to Chaillet as Ryan pins her to the wall. Sent down low. Ruben on the half wall is Chang to the top. Quick shot's blocked on its way in. And the Ravens get a chance to clear. Now it's Ryan. Hammers it out. Drilled the linesman in the back. And Carleton's opportunity to clear hasn't really got over the red line. 30 seconds to go in the penalty kill. Ruben into the zone. Larkin takes it away quickly. Now Giles shot wide of the net. And that one will rim around. There's the clear the Ravens deserved when Mira Ryan pounded one into the back of the linesman. 14 seconds to go in the penalty kill. Morey puts pressure across. They go cross ice to Ruben. She gets around Langeal. Her shot's well wide. Might not have hit a soccer net. And the Ravens will break out as they finish the penalty kill. Puck bounces through Prudhomme's feet. Under pressure from Morey. 10 minutes, 10 seconds to play. Ravens trail the Martlets 1-0 here at the Carleton Ice House. McGill trying to reset. Byrne comes back for it. I think she was on a change before that. As Guimont is dropped in front of the net. Now we'll see the change. And the Ravens putting pressure on. That's Peyton Miller down inside the offensive zone. Her pass is turned over. McGill goes to send it around behind the net. And it bounced back to Carleton, but there are some tired Ravens out there. And the Martlets will get a free clear, but not very far, as Beard has it. Beard's dump in, gets deep into the corner. Chang back for the Martlets will come up the near side, now cycles it back. Where Prudhomme has Giles below the goal line. Pass missed Giles. She goes cross ice on the breakout. It gets through Chang. That shot's blocked and wide. Keeper was the one driving the net as Ruben's shot was well off. Kostelic under pressure now in the neutral zone. Circles back just below her own blue line. And Reese Cole-Ashbury breaks a play up, but the Martlets have it one more time. McClellan over the line, drops it for Keeper. Driving to the net, Whitehead makes an easy save, steers that one to the corner. Ravens on the breakout, passes a bit slow for Mira Ryan, but it gets out, only to be broken up, and Keeper sends it back to Mumford. She's gonna go behind the Carleton goal under pressure from Keeper. Mumford comes around the goal and starts to pick up speed. Over the blue line, now dumps it in. Puck bounces back towards the front of the net, and we get a quick whistle with everything sitting in the slot and Rivera-Coulombe sitting sideways in her crease.
Yeah, I don't think too many people were too happy about that whistle, but I think everyone, even the audience, is just really eager to watch Carleton just get at least one or two more good opportunities, and they can really turn something out against it.
It is a really strong crowd here at the Carleton Ice House today. We have some minor hockey teams, some Gloucester Cumberland Stars in the building as well. With 8:30 to play, the Ravens, who've been out shooting the Martlets for most of the night, looking for that all-important first goal of theirs to tie this one at 1. McGill clears, sends it down. Icing is the call. LeMay had to work hard to earn that icing call for the Ravens.
Yeah, like we said earlier, Carleton just really needs to focus on their offense here, and they can't be taking any chances with any defense or any face-offs in there, and they just really need to focus on getting that puck in the net.
Burns stepping in to take the draw, has Guimont and Moray on the wings. They lose the draw, but break up the clearing attempt, and it takes a second chance for McGill to get it out. Sent back up the half wall. The Martlets will go D to D. It's Mora. Byrne picks it off, dumps it back in. The Ravens will change 3 players as Moray continues in on the forecheck. And the Martlets will get a relatively unopposed breakout till their own blue line where they turn it over. Langeal in the neutral zone. Puck hits the dasher and dies and ends up back in their own zone. Guimont plays it down to Langeal. She's on the backhand. Berta can't handle that one. And Chaillet has it for the Martlets. Back to Pradum. To Garcia on the wall. That one's going to slide all the way down. No icing at the last moment. Whitehead showed her displeasure with that. Maybe the fact that Whitehead had extended her stick to play it played a factor in what was otherwise a strange call, as Cerniak nonetheless breaks out. Turned over at the red line. Garcia chips it by Ryan, but it's taken away by Langeal just inside the line. Cerniak can't get around the last defender. And with 7:09 to play, the Ravens trying to press. Cerniak from her knees sends it into the McGill zone. And it's just thrown back into the neutral zone where Garcia will turn it over again. Justina Beard picking up speed, the Metcalf native on the forecheck now as Carleton really needs to create something in the last 7. McGill content to throw it into the neutral zone. Mumford has Cole Ashbury. They tried to go cross ice looking for Beard, but it was broken up by Misner, who I thought may have thought she was the intended target. Now Misner's hit with a dump in from Cole Ashbury. 6:36 to play at the Carleton Ice House.
Yeah, we've seen some great hockey being played by Justina Beard tonight, as well as many other players from the Carleton team. I think they just all really need to be focused on moving as a unit. And we've also been seeing a lot of great plays by some of Carleton's first years. You know, first year playing for the team. And with that, there's always growing pains.
There is, as Whitehead makes a save, turns it to the wall. The Ravens looking to get their all-important first win of the season. That will help build some confidence. It's been a month spent here in Ottawa. Nothing on the road yet outside of a game at the GGs. So any momentum they can build while they're at home will help. Though they do say being on the road helps galvanize the team a little bit as well. It's Byrne in her own zone, cross ice to Larkin. To Ryan. Ryan chips it around to defenseman. Collects in the zone, has Cerniak driving the middle. They'll cycle it back down as LeMay had jumped into the front of the net. The Ravens committing 4 players below the ringette line on their forecheck here with 5:45 to go, trailing by a goal. They get that one back, but when it's sent to the middle, it's turned over, and it's Harley away to the races. Mahaffey with that long reach breaks that play up, and Whitehead has to come out and handle that one beautifully on the backhand behind the net. Dump back in, that hits Ryan in the chest. She collects, has Mahaffey up ahead. Mahaffey will chip it past herself into the zone, and Kostelik will take her into the boards where Cerniak goes to the line. It's kept in by the Ravens and off a skate. It's back out. McGill with a chance to break away, but slow to get the transition going. And Carleton able to come back in full force, break that play up. And there's Kate Langeal who had jumped in. She is pinned from behind. Everybody looked around to see if a hand would go up as Langeal's now down on the puck. We'll get a whistle. 4:54 to play in the third period.
Yeah, you know, sometimes, especially in hockey, there's always hits like this, and it's never good to see. And hopefully everyone turns out all right.
Langeal, more than anything, seems to just be readjusting some equipment. Maybe it was a bit of a push on the back. Maybe it was just an accidental drive in, bad edge. But either way, the Ravens back on their feet with just under 5 minutes to play here, looking for a goal to tie this one up. Beard, scramble draw, lost it. That shot is blocked, rolls into the corner. And McGill will get to it first. Rubin Battling with Mumford. Beck gets the backhand out to the middle of the neutral zone where Chaillet has it on the far side. Missed the puck for a moment under pressure, and Carleton will reset again. Nice move by Ava Beck, who makes a nice toe drag through the middle. Dumped in now. Beard, hard chase on Predum. Sends it around to Chaillet. Rimmed it. Couldn't be kept in at the line. And Reese Cole Ashbury has to come 200 feet again for Carleton. 4:21 to play. Into the feet of Beck and into the neutral zone. Predum content to dump it back in. The Martlets will change. They leave 2 out nice and high. The press not coming from McGill anymore, who seem to be content just to force Carleton to bring it to them. Harley to Chang on the rush. Her drop pass gets broken up, and it's sent down below the goal line one more time. Battle on the near wall. Harley, the Martlets captain, sent it up to Mura, whose long shot easily handled to the corner by Whitehead, and Mumford has to take it to the wall. 4 players in. Carleton trying to dig it out. McGill may be happy to see time run off the clock. Every sport has their time wasting, whether it's taking a knee or the fake injuries in soccer. We'll call it that for tonight. This hockey's version of time wasting, pinning it right to the wall.
Right here.
Carleton's going to have to work hard. The McGill forecheck has done a good job making the neutral zone hard for them to navigate. Right now, though, it's Mora behind her own net. Long cross ice pass. That bounces high. Can't be corralled. And now Carleton has it. Cerniak has Mahaffey with her. Can't find her. And it ends up to Stasiuk, and that's sent down. No icing called. And it's turned over below the goal line by Ryan in her own zone. The Ravens. 2:49 to play. Time ticking down on them here. Breaking out. Over the line. Carleton in. Shot. Oh, missed by Rivera-Coulombe, but the puck missed the net as well. Into the high slot. Miller, her shot. Got up on the toe of her blade and over the net. Misner. Back to Miller again. Penalty coming up to the Ravens. A really difficult time for Carleton as they look to have all the momentum, and jumping in on the rush was Anna Misner. They're calling her for contact as she made a strong play on the wall. 2:27 to go. The penalty kill is going to have to be huge here.
Yeah, despite the outcome of the game here, I still think that Carleton has learned a lot from playing this game. I think they've learned how to pace themselves more properly. I think we saw them come out the gate pretty strong, but then somewhere in the middle they lost themselves, and I think they're just starting to come back now. And unfortunately, you never want to be on give the other team a power play, especially so late in this period.
As you talk about, it is a young team, so finding your way is something you have to learn. We'll see what the Carleton Ravens have learned in their last couple of close games, as they're to the penalty kill late in this one. McGill is going to look to just keep this to the outside. Moving the puck around. Point shot comes, blocked, and Carleton will clear. That was Ryan who hammered it off Cerniak and into the neutral zone. As the Martlets now behind their own goal look to break out again. Chaillet with a nice move on Lainey Guimont, and it's Rubin over the line. Rubin turns it over in traffic, and it's back to the neutral zone where the Martlets continue. Giles to the wall to Chang. They'll go back to Predum, turned over, but there's not a Raven around as Giles collects below the dots. Starts to bring it back. Guimont gets a stick on it, and it's chipped down by Beard, but not to anyone, and the Ravens will have to restart the forecheck again. In comes Beard as Chaillet goes cross ice to Giles. Giles over the red line. Chang crossing the blue line with the puck. Has a teammate driving. That missed. And Guimont looks to clear. That one too far for Beard. The Ravens will change. 51 seconds to go in the penalty kill. 1:17 to go in this one. Mura behind her own net will be content to let some clock tick away. Carleton starting to up the pressure as the calls come from the bench to go. And now they do. Almost an interception. But it's brought back the other way. In center shot. What a save by Whitehead. Caitlin Whitehead coming across with the glove, and a beautiful save as the Martlets re-enter the zone again. 45 seconds to play. Carleton's going to need to finish this kill and get going. Shot blocked. It's in the body. LeMay. Backside. McGill chance. That was Benoit. Cross point, Mora, her shot blocked. That one ended up in the glass. Bouncing puck, Garcia at the line, shot blocked. Ravens have killed off the penalty. They have 20 seconds and change if they want to come back in this one, but it's kept down low by the Martlets. In front, save, rebound, save! 2 great chances for Harley, and Caitlin Whitehead does what she needs to keep this one going. 10 seconds to play, it's Whitehead in her own zone. The Ravens clearing passes blocked. Harley in alone, stopped by Whitehead, rebound! Time runs out on the Carleton Ravens, but Caitlin Whitehead put on a show in the last minute.
Yeah, that was definitely an exciting game to watch, especially from Caitlin Whitehead. But like we said earlier, you know, this is a young team, and with young teams come growing pains. And I think this game was one of those growing pains.
It will be a painful one to go down 1-0 at home to the McGill Martlets. For everyone here at